Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are, whenever you are. Thank you for watching my videos. I'm here with Inti.
Hello people, good morning.
Yeah, there you go. Your camera, is it working here? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Let's see. Yep, there you go. Because we've had some serious technical difficulties with these, with the switching over to actually multicasting to Twitch, and also we've also switched the software to Wirecast. Yeah, so everything seems to be working a lot better now. We're still having a little bit of issues here and there, but we're going to get through them, and we're going to be professional videographers eventually. So yeah, today we're going to be talking about, wow, gold. Crazy, eh? We're gonna show. I'm actually gonna be pounding the table today for you guys on several assets that you need to be buying. Now, of course, no financial advice, right? But man, if you're not, when I show you the information I'm about to show you, right? You're probably gonna run out in FOMO, and you should actually. But that's what I would do, and that's what I'm actually going to do. I'm going to be taking some of my corporate money and moving it into Bitcoin. Just going to be letting you know that I'm going to be doing that. Now, also, we're going to be talking about inflation, and I'm going to show you some numbers. Right, we're going to do some BitMac index numbers, and man. We're going to show you the real numbers of inflation. How, like for example, we could take statistics, right, and other people's numbers and stuff like that, and what the government's telling us, what shadow stats is telling us, and then say, okay, well that's the real number, or we could actually use real numbers in the economy, and that's what we're going to do to show that we're actually getting inflation, like large inflation, and how much it is, how much the percentage is over year. Now, before we go on to Bitcoin TA and then the questions and answers at the end, Inti has a few words to say.
Yes, as Davinci just mentioned, this video is for entertainment purposes only, and this is not financial advice. And despite what he said, you shouldn't FOMO. Okay, you shouldn't.
Okay. Well, let me just show you something before you go on to that.
Okay.
Have you taken a look at what the silver price is at right now? It's at $27. Remember how you were saying, hey, Davinci, would you buy silver at $23? Remember when it exploded?
Yes.
And I said yes.
Yes.
Look, now it didn't break down at all from that level. Maybe a little bit. Maybe a little bit.
Yes, I see.
But it didn't matter. You should be loading up on silver. Now, gold, right, is also doing the same kind of craziness, right? It's just gone through the roof. If we take a look at a weekly chart, oh man, this is just absolutely insane and beautiful. Look at that. The weekly chart outside the Bollinger Band. Just like, no, I'm not stopping. No, not at all. It's not happening, right? Again, show me a new high, I'll show you a buy, right? Obviously. Now, I'm going to throw some cold water on all of these great numbers. I really think I'm pounding the table, even though you're not supposed to be buying outside like crazy highs like this. You shouldn't be buying that, really. But this is gold, and this is silver, and I really think with the Federal Reserve hitting the pedal to the metal on the printing press, because they're absolutely trapped, right? You should FOMO in. Now, there is a negative side to this that you need to know about if you do FOMO in any of these assets, including Bitcoin, I think you should FOMO in a Bitcoin. I don't think you should even bother looking at the price, right? Just buy it. Even though there are some downside risks you must know about, and then you make your own decisions what you want to do with your hard-earned money. Because you know what, I'm going to do what I'm going to do, and you should do what you're going to do. You just take all the information that you gather and figure out what to do. Now, on Crypto Show, I mentioned that it's really difficult to determine which direction the market was going to go. We were like looking like we were going to break down. But I said, hey, listen, this thing could turn around any moment now and go higher, right? We could just W out and then that's it. And look at that. We just W'd out and then we're up at near another breakout level, which is at the 11,400 level, 450 level. The last one I checked, let's see here, we were flirting around that, and yeah, I mean, if you're a breakout guy, let's see, this what would be your stop loss. I would take the candle bodies actually. Let me see. Let's go to the hourly and do the candle bodies on the hourly. Because there's no clear, the stop loss is not as clear as most other times. So let's take the best candle body, because we got this huge wick here and we don't want to go with the whole wick. This breakout level, right? This larger breakout level has a, if we wanted to take a trade on this, you'd have to set your stop loss probably at the 11,000. Oh, I don't like round numbers. Do not like round numbers. I'm going to say we're going to move your stop loss all the way down to this 10,882. Now that's a big percentage here. You're talking like 5% risk. You're risking 5% of your money. And so you'd have to set your 2-to-1 risk to reward ratio on this breakout and say, hey, you know what? I got to wait until Bitcoin gets to $12,600 to actually take half off the table. Maybe move my stop loss to the break even. And really, if you take this trade, I really think you should take full profits at this level here, only because of the CME gap, which would that's below the market. Now, that's my suggestion. You could like do your own. You could do your own kind of thing. You could like let this thing run further. Maybe it runs all the way to the 15,000. Unlikely, but it could happen. It runs to the 15,000, and then you could like hold that and see what happens. Maybe move your stop loss halfway between, so like at the $12,000 level, right? And then see if you could get the rest up here. Now, overall, if you want to get into Bitcoin, I think you should get into it and not worry about the price at all. Who cares about the CME gap? You should be, if you don't have any Bitcoins, you should have some, because we're going to leave without you. And in fact, right, there's a little bit of a meme here. Wow, I'm behind on the messages, man. I got to get back. I've been behind there. I've got to get into back onto the group. But yeah, there's a meme here that I want to share. That's you don't want to be the guy left out, right? You still haven't gotten Bitcoin? No, waiting for the 5K to drop, right? Get in, then we're all in. Yeah. don't be like that. Right? We're done here, and everybody's laughing at you. I mean, come on. 97% of all people who have purchased Bitcoin already are in profit. 97%. So
I think there's a difference, because someone could watch this video and misinterpret what you're saying.
What's that?
that you should buy it, of course, even if at this high price. But if you have a plan and if you are aiming for the long run, because if you want immediate gains and you're going like 50% of your portfolio on this asset, you're going to have a bad time.
Exactly. I mean, if you're looking for short-term gains, don't do it, right? But if you're looking for the long-term haul, right?
And do, for example, DCA.
Yeah, exactly.
With a really small amount of your portfolio, something that you can afford to lose. That you
I don't think you need to go small on this thing, honestly. With the Fed printing, with the Federal Reserve printing, with the not even the Federal Reserve, but also the world printing money and going into this disastrous situation. All these assets, these very liquid assets, will be doing extremely well. If you're conservative on this, right, and you hold, if you focus your wealth, you focus your wealth on physical cash, that is the biggest risk. You holding cash is bigger risk than holding anything else at this point in time in history.
That's true.
Period. Hands down. That's like looking at and saying that, and you know what, you're going to risk your money. You're going to risk your money. No, you're not risking your money unless you're using money that you want to spend tomorrow, right? So let's just say you have cash. You have the rent due next month or tomorrow, right? And you're using that cash to buy Bitcoin. That's the wrong thing. If you're using cash to buy Ethereum that you need to use tomorrow, that's the wrong thing to do. Or even like 2 months from now or 3 months from now, that's the wrong thing to do. You should hold that cash for that reason, for that expenditure that's coming up in 3 months, not going and betting it on Bitcoin or gold or Ethereum, right? You're not supposed to be betting it on the market at all. If that cash is allocated for the future, for a future expense, all right? If that cash is free, so that hey, you know what? I'm using it for retirement. I'm using it for for savings, right? For a rainy day fund. Fine. That's where you can gamble on these. And I don't think it's a gamble, really, honestly, at this point in time. I think it's a gamble if you hold dollars, personally. I really do. Now, again, hold on to your horses. I will be throwing cold water on everything that I'm saying so that you could see both sides at the end here. So looking at Ethereum is ready to break out. I really thought that Ethereum was at least going to pull back to give us a chance. I'm not interested in buying Ethereum here. I just can't do it. You could say that this is a breakout level. You could say, okay, well, even this at this point right here, you could say that's a breakout level. You could say even a break of this of the which is what is it, that breakout level? That's a $400 even. Let's just say $400 even is a breakout level. You could say a little bit higher at $405 is a breakout level. Whatever you choose. If you're going to do this, if you're going to run this this trade, I am not. I'm not going to do that on Bitcoin either. I am going to buy. I'm going to be calling up Carolina and saying, "Hey, girl, we gotta deposit some money into the exchange, right? And we're gonna buy some Bitcoin from the cash holdings of our corporation, because it's just there is this is going to get ridiculous very, very fast." So here's where I would say we do a long trade. Unfortunately, I'm a little concerned that this could get broken, right? I'll tell you that I'm concerned about that, and that's a 10% risk here. And so you have to see Ethereum, just to give you a 2-to-1 risk to reward ratio, which is what you minimum need before you take any risk into the market. You're talking, what's that almost $500, so that's $488. Not impossible. It's it's looking probable right now, but it's such a high risk that I don't recommend it. Honestly, I don't recommend it. I recommend you buying and holding, right, at this level, but I don't recommend taking a risk trade, leverage trade with this kind of level of losses. Even let's just say if you're trying to do a short-term trade where you're trying to make some money off of this to earn for tomorrow, like your risk is, let's just say you did a 1-to-1, you didn't do any leverage, your risk is 10%, a 10% loss of your money. If you put in $100, you're going to be down $90, right? If this thing decides to go the other way on the breakout. So I'm not recommending this trade. Now, could work out. I'm not saying you can't, because the last time it did, right? Even though I didn't recommend the one down here, it did work out. And it's like it's not impossible to break out. It's just the probability has gotten a lot lower. That's all. And so I'm not willing to accept the low probability of trading this up here. Alrighty. Alright. So let's go on to talking about. Before we go on to talking about inflation, I want to talk about throwing some cold water on my prediction that that gold, you should be the statement of you should be FOMOing into gold and silver right now, and same with Bitcoin. I want to throw some cold water on that, right? And I've been looking at the commitment of traders on the U.S. dollar index. Doesn't look good. The smart money, the commercials, are piling in on longs on the U.S. dollar. And if you can see the U.S. dollar, it looks like it's about to fall out of bed. Yet these guys are piling in on longs. Okay. Right? So they must know some 9/11 information. Right? And it goes the other way with gold. They're piling in on the shorts on gold. I mean, heavy. They're going like heavy on the ratio between their shorts and longs, the commercials. So I won't be surprised if they pull some sort of last ditch effort to basically screw people on the short term. This whatever they're planning is not going to last, right? It's going to probably dump the price of gold, dump the price of silver. Because they have to. The U.S. government has to. It's going to be big. It's going to be epic, and it's going to occur in a very short amount of time. Maybe this month, next month, or October surprise. But it's coming, and these guys are preparing for it. And I would like to take a look. I'm going to probably take a look at. The next thing that you should take a look, what really gives away their intentions, is options, because options, if the options are leveraged too far in the opposite direction that everybody else assumes the market's going, there's something extremely wrong, and somebody knows something that you don't. And just like, when 9/11 occurred, everybody piled into to shorts options. What's it called? Put options on airline stocks, like Get Real, right? So that these guys are planning something really, really bad. Once we get, if you see the options go the other way as well, they start piling in on the shorts on the options, the put options on gold, the long call options on the U.S. dollar. Then whoa, these guys are really planning to do some thermonuclear stuff here in order to get the dollar to save the dollar from a demise. But really, it's not a demise. It's more like the dollar is dead. Is dying, right? It's gotten beat up. When you look at these two, when you look at gold, when you look at silver, it's like it just got pummeled, and it's like it's down for it's like ever watch those movies where the bad guy goes down, right? You think he's out, he's down and out for the count. He's not coming back, right? And then he comes back up for just one more scare. Well, that's what the dollar's about to do. Just one more scare before it's all over, right? And then we're gonna shoot it in the head, and then we go off into the sunset with our wealth.
Hey, here Martin 958 asks, what if they suddenly cancel the shorts? Can't they do spoofing like they do on the DOM?
No, they already have their positions set. Now they could always have offsetting positions, and other markets, of course, and in order for you to be tricked into believing that this is what's happening, but usually they don't do that. When they pile on the opposite, when commercials pile on the opposite side, they've won 99% of the time. So it's not likely that this time is different. It's unlikely. All right. So with that said, let's go on to proving, right, that that inflation is here. You know how we're talking. The reason why we need to get into like inflation hedges like gold, silver, Bitcoin, Ethereum, altcoins, and everything, is because Shadow Stats is saying, look, you know what? The government's telling us inflation, the actual inflation is like at 1%. And according to the older way, based on the older way, we're like around 8 to 10% approximately on over a 10-year period. Based on this 1990 way of calculating inflation, we're approximately between 4 and 6% on average. And so how do we know what's true? Well, you know what? Why don't we just use prices, real prices? And a good example of that is food, right? Because everybody needs to eat and everybody needs to like survive. So food prices is an example of whether or not we're having, how much of the inflation truly is. And the best item to do that, right? It's probably not the best item, but it's a really decent one. Is the Big Mac index. And the Big Mac, because it has like lettuce, tomatoes, not tomatoes, but it has like pickles and sauce and cheese and bread and stuff, the basic necessities. Now, of course, yes, I know they use pink slime. They do all kinds of things to help reduce the cost of production of the Big Mac, but they can't keep up with the massive amount of printing. So you will have some sort of indication of how much percentage you are going you are losing over a period of time. So let's take a look at the price of a Big Mac back in January 2010, and it was like $3.58. And today, right? Today, the Big Mac was let's see, where is it? A Big Mac is $5.67. I think today I did a search trying to find just the Big Mac today, and I couldn't find one. And speaking of searches, right? Yesterday, both on Crypto and on my channel, I did this 32% GDP and didn't find anything. The reason why I didn't find anything, find what I was really looking for, is because what this does is actually on Google, it removes 32% from all the searches, and so it only looks for GDP, and if it has GDP and 32%, it gets removed from the search, and that's why I didn't find it. Now, of course, so if I were to just do a search 32%, I would have found some documents on the reduction of the GDP by 32%. But keep in mind, even though this was a clear error on my part, SGT report, this is not, right? If I go to Bing, and I type in SGT report, that's not, come on, yeah, that's not, how did I make a mistake on that? If I made a mistake, if I type one word and I don't get the website and all their videos, I'm sorry, there might be some sort of like something wrong with Google if they're not showing me what I should be seeing, which is the actual website, which is the actual videos and all that of SGT report. Okay. Alrighty, so now, so if you don't mind, I want you guys to do me a favor. Do a search. Show me how to search for the price of a Big Mac today, right, on Google. So maybe I didn't do it right because it took me a while and I couldn't find anything quickly. So yeah, I did find, this is the US dollar price of a Big Mac as of, I think this is as of January, as of the first quarter or January 22. So this was a close enough price with a close enough date, so exactly 10 years. And what I want to do, right, is take that number and figure out exactly how much percentage in 10 years has it increased year over year, right, on an annual compounded rate. And what I found is it was a 4.7% annual rate of an increase over 10 years. 4.7%. So that indicates that if we go over to back to shadow stats, which is up here, where is it? Alternative right there. That this chart is the most accurate so far, right? Accurate chart for inflation. Now, if you guys are out there saying, you look at this this information, and you go, oh, so the real inflation rate is approximately 5%, and I'm earning 7% on my stocks and stuff like that. Oh, so I'm doing all right. No, you're not actually, because remember, you have to pay taxes on that. You're actually going down. You're losing money, right? And you're like, no, Davinci, I got my money in retirement accounts. I'm not losing any money on taxes. So let me get this straight. You think that when you take that money out for your retirement, you're not paying any taxes on that? Dream on. Dream on. All right. So, so that is my take with inflation. So I would suggest that you hold buy. So you can avoid all these taxations and so forth. I would suggest that you buy some gold, you buy some silver, you buy some Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, and try to keep it on DL, right? Because you don't want the tax man to take too much of that. All right. With that said, I think we should head on to the question and answer period because, man, I've been blathering on for 30 minutes.
Do you know how many people is watching this stream right now?
I have no idea. How many?
853 people only on YouTube.
Wow. Damn.
Yes, sir. And 32 on Twitch too. Thank you guys for hanging out.
Well, I need some like love, man, because with 900 people, almost 900 people watching my videos, and I'm looking at the likes ratio, and there's only less than 200 likes. Right? If you guys want me to answer your questions on YouTube, please smash that like button. We're all the way up to 400, and we'll get a lot of your questions in quickly. All right, let's start off. So we're gonna move fast so that we can get everybody in.
Okay. So today you have everything. You have everything. You have argument requests. You have super chat. You have normal questions.
You do it. You fire them off to me. I'll be quick.
Okay. So this is a super chat from Chinedum Okafor. Sorry if I pronounce your name badly. And says, "What do you think of Ethereum Gold? What? It's a DAO rewards Ethereum dividends as members buy and sell the token."
It's a DApp that allows you to get rewards on Ethereum. I think you know what. I think it's a good idea to try out all these new technologies. Try it out with the small amounts of money. See how much you get. See what works. Don't go too big on any of these new technologies because you don't know if they're going to work for long term. So do try it out. Do participate in all these different things that provide you with rewards, but don't bet the farm. All right, next question.
This is another super chat from DFillion3. Once we make a fortune in crypto, is there a strategy to take profit at the top without paying too much taxes?
No, there isn't a strategy. You're going to have to pay taxes. Sorry. Because if it's a public information, it's going to be difficult for you to pay taxes. Now, if you're there are ways of doing it, getting around the taxes, but you have to do work right now. That means you have to open up a corporation that will put all the money into the corporation that earns the money. The corporation is outside of the United States. It's in a jurisdiction that doesn't pay taxes. It pays you a salary to run the corporation. That salary is taxable, and then your everything that's in the corporation is not, basically, and that's the way you do it. That's one of many ways that you can do it. There's more than that, right? But you can open up foundations and all that kind of stuff. But I'm not I'm not going to provide tax expert advice. But you have to do something right now in order to avoid the taxes for later. All right, next question.
Okay, this is a question from Twitch from Matt Barry, and this person asked, "Hi, greetings from Argentina. Nice. Can you please ask Davinci how much is he investing as a minimum in a coin or token with the little later strategy?"
As a minimum, 0.25%. Now, for most people, that might mean like $1, $2, $3. And believe it or not, that's what you should invest. And don't worry about thinking, well, that's nothing. A lot of my investments, when I do the 0.25%, the amount of money I'm investing compared to my net worth is absolutely nothing, right? It's effectively putting in $1, $2, $5 for me, right? And so, but it's the overall, because you're just spreading yourself out and you're trying to get the doubles on half on a doubles, and you're slowly accumulating, which is much better than trying to bet it all on one big bet and try to sell it, try to figure out where to sell at the top in order to gain a lot of money. This is a lot slower method of making money, but it always works out in the long term, right? When you do find a way that works slower and just works over time, that guarantees you the profits over time. Almost guarantees you, because nothing's guaranteed, of course, right? Tomorrow, an asteroid could come and just wipe out our civilization. I could die from a virus, so I mean, nothing's guaranteed. So I can't guarantee anything. I just know that you just look for the best method to earn money, and the little lady process is clear that that's the best way. All right, next question.
This is a normal question from Axlowy at the chat. Do you think that bigger gains would be in those alts that are new rather than old ones?
Do I think that what?
Do you think that new alts could give you bigger gains than old ones?
Yes, definitely. New alts, the ones that with 2 million, 1 million, 5 million market caps, right? They will make you the bigger gains. And you just have to use the little old lady strategy, even if they do not pan out over the long run. because all those smaller alts will go double and then come back, triple, then come back. You'll be able, if you did the little old lady strategy, you'll be in profit before it actually goes to zero, and you won't have to worry about it. There would be very few coins that you actually didn't that you ended up purchasing, and basically the money that you just spent goes to zero, and you didn't make any profits. Very few will happen that way at this point in time. All right, next question.
Next question. So this is a super chat from Super Google Lee. Thank you, friend. Should I apply digital lady to my Bitcoin hold position? I know it's ideal if we never sell, but at some point I would like to buy nice houses.
Yes, exactly. That's perfect. You could do that with the little old lady strategy with Bitcoin and Ethereum into dollars if you want. But just keep in mind, right? Imagine what happens if I'm correct, and you little old lady into dollars, right? That would mean your dollars would get wiped out in a hyperinflationary event. So you would effectively be taking profits into a currency that's going to go to nothing, almost nothing. Does that make any sense to you? So at least little old lady into something that's valuable other than the dollars, right? So that you can something other that's liquid as well, that will maintain its value. And an example of that is gold. You should little old lady into gold. And because that's never going to go to zero, that's always going to give you relative value, meaning that the amount of stuff that you can buy will remain the same over time in your gold, priced in gold. So you might as well do that instead of holding an asset that is destined to go to the dustbin. All right, next question.
All right. Davinci, could you tell me why so many people saying in the chat, when are you going to pound the table?
All right, well, I'm pounding the table. Buy gold, buy silver, buy Bitcoin. Next question.
Oh my god, okay. That was from Andy G, man.
Yeah.
Okay, next question. So, something that's quick. Okay, so this is from Twitch. From Fetsico. This person asks, what is your price prediction on silver and gold when Bitcoin reaches around 80 to 100K?
Well, I'll give you my price prediction for this year. I think Bitcoin will most likely reach an all-time high and by the end of the year, and also silver will also make an all-time high before the end of the year. I think that if we have the BitMac go above 3 times as much than it is when it started this year, so that means if a Big Mac gets to approximately $15, I'm going to call hyperinflation. If silver gets to approximately $80, I'm going to call hyperinflation at that point in time, or 80 to $100. So I really think that's where we're headed this year, right? I think the market senses that. I think the dollar will try something in order to keep them, because that's what they're headed. Now, they could do something that I never expected, of course, right? And I don't know what they're planning, but I think something big is coming. And in order to keep their dollar alive a lot longer than the end of this year. But I really think they're going to blow up Europe. But the euro dollar, not Europe, but the euro currency. But that's only going to give you a short term burst, right? I don't know if it's going to hold them over until the end of the year, but who knows? Let's see what they do, and then plan accordingly, right? That's all we can do. All right, next question. Let's rapid fire them.
Okay, so this is a super chat from Harry Malinsky. Thanks for everything, Davinci. Don't forget to like. He has spent his time for us. Now it's time to help him. And there you got it. There's 900 people watching the stream right now, and 423 likes currently. Thank you very much, people.
Yeah. Well, you know what? The title of this video and the thumbnail is brought to you by Crypto, the true clickbait master.
You shouldn't say that. You know, right?
Well, everybody knows that.
Oh my god, that's hilarious. Okay, so maybe you're in the mood for some TA request.
Yes, sure. Let's do it. Rapid fire.
Okay. This is from Lauril. This person asks, "Will you please once in my life cover one WEAN?"
WEO.
No, WAN.
WAN.
Yes.
WAN.
WAN.
Like wide area network.
I say WAN. I'm Latin American.
All right, so I've got some of this WAN, right? So it's a wide area network. It looks on the weekly. We have a little bit of a W in here coming back to haunt you a little bit before we go higher. Should it go higher? I think we need to see it break. I think we have to go watch it break this level up here. Let me just, not what price is that? That's the 38,000. No, 3,871 sats. To really see this thing rocket. If this thing comes back down, yeah, I'll be interested in getting a little bit more of this. Don't have a whole lot. Maybe I might add more to my stack. Should it come get a little bit lower than it currently is. Don't know. I don't think it's going to break this low at this point in time. Most things won't break the last low, the last ultimate low, because of the super printing, but some might because of whatever the United States government is planning to unleash in order to keep the dollar strong for a little bit longer. Might cause some of these assets to break their lows, but let's just wait and see, and then purchase accordingly. So remember, right? When you're buying and when you're doing little old lady and purchasing anything, make sure you're buying with small amounts so that you have some more dry powder, so you can go back and go, well, you know what? So what? Fell down. I'm going to buy a little bit more because I'm willing to risk more money should this thing go to zero. The maximum I'll lose is probably 1 or 2%. All right, next question. Do you have another alt for me?
Yes, of course. This is a super chat from Mr. Donald Value. Oh man, I love these names. Check seal against Bitcoin on the weekly. It's a ginormous COT and handle. Would you enter it?
Okay, so if we take a look at the ZIL, I don't see a cup and handle actually forming yet. You could try to call this a cup, and then this is supposed to be a handle here, but not really. I wouldn't call it this. Again, you know what? Oh, that's why I don't like what's it called? Patterns, right? As much as most people do, because it's all subjective, right? Although I like the W pattern because it's not exactly subjective, the reason why is because it's not exactly subjective. You can see what a W looks like, right? It has like a clear sets of values that sets of things that have to happen. One, this low has to be lower than this low over here. You can also use the candle bodies as well. Should a wick break the low down on this W here, and that would also count on the Wing action as well. All depending on the wicks, of course, that you're looking on the time frame you're looking at. So effectively, this Wing action clearly showed us the move up to here, and where I already profited several times. I'm interested in buying back on this asset again, and which we'll see a lot of that happening. Should we come back to the 38.2, 61.8 when we did, and I don't have a buy order, but you know what? I'm going to actually probably, depending on how much I have, I'm probably going to reset to 78.6 because it's so close to the breakout point. Most coins come back even to the 88.6. So and the amount of money that I put in at the 78.6, 61.8 is such a tiny amount that I'm like, sometimes I'm just like, you know what, I'm not gonna bother. So I wait for the 78.6 where I'd put in a little bit more than I would at the 61.8. All right, next question.
All right. This is another super chat from Yassi Armstrong. This person asks, Davinci, I've been investing in BAX token, BAT. Can you look at the chart and tell me if you think I should keep investing in this token? No financial advice.
Exactly. Again, no financial advice here. We're gonna take a look at BAT, and I don't think you should be placing your whole life savings on BAT. And I think that's a bad idea. That is financial advice, and I would not say that I'm an expert. This is what I'm doing. I'm not going to put my money all on one bet.
Wait. The ticket is BABV.
Oh, sorry. BA?
Yes. BAVV, all large B's.
VV. BA?
Yeah, BAVV, that was what the person wrote.
Okay, I don't know if that's
maybe misinterpreted.
I don't know what that is, and but whatever it is, you should not be investing. No, it's not. There is no B as in Bob.
Yeah,
A
all
as in Apple.
all are people from Bob. That's what the person wrote.
B for Bob, A for Apple, V for Victor.
No, all from Bob.
What's the ticker symbol? Spell it out.
Okay, BABB.
B as in Bob.
Yes.
A as in Apple.
Yes.
V as in Victor.
No.
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 What's
B as Bob.
Bob? Oh, okay. BAB. Because I heard V for some reason. Okay. Let's see here. Let's take a look at this thing. All right. Yeah. Again.
Yeah, here's BAX.
Sorry. What's that?
Look, let me show you. I think he was meaning this one.
Oh, with doobies. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what this is. BABB.
Sorry for that.
And yeah, you know what? It was BAX. Is it BAX? Is a ticker symbol?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Next time I'm going to look at the coin market cap before you and show you.
All right. Yeah, no. Yeah, no. Yeah. This is on Qcoin. It's a low. Yeah, this is dangerous. You can see that it just manipulated up, and it came crashing back down to its where it started. Probably still has more to fall because it was a complete manipulation pump that occurred right here. You're going to have to wait until this trend line gets broken before you see this thing turn. So that means it probably has more to fall, maybe to fall all the way back to where it started, which was below the 0 line. What? Below the 1 line, the 1 cent level. Oh my god. Oh my god, no. No. Don't. Just don't. Next question.
This is a question from Twitch. This is from AG Nick. Nick asks, is selling gold right now for buying Bitcoin a good idea?
Is is buying gold right now.
No, selling gold to buy Bitcoin.
Well, it all depends, right? It depends on what your risk profile is, right? If you're willing to bet on something that's 90% chance that you're gonna not more than 95% chance that you're gonna do extremely well on, sure. But gold will give you like almost a 99.9% chance of doing well. So, right, depends on how you want to risk it. I prefer having some gold because let's just say in the end, right, the way I look at it is that let's just assume that Bitcoin and all cryptocurrencies go to zero, or for example, the government finds a way to break the ECD encryption or the hashing encryption or something, right? And they do that, and then all these cryptocurrencies have to reset and start over again and come up with their new encryption protocol, which they will. But it will wipe out the value, right? So you want to be able to have some dry powder in order to buy the new currencies. And the only way to have real dry powder is to have some gold. So make sure you have some gold. And that's what I suggest you have at least 10%, minimum 10% of your total liquid net worth in gold, right? And that's what I have. More than 10% actually, now that I think about it. So that's what I have. All right.
All right.
Next question.
This is a question from EOS, a person that usually comes with pretty clever questions. EOS asks, Inti, can you please cite the commitment of traders report on DXY?
We did look at the DXY the commitment of traders report when we talked about how the longs.
I thought you were talking about gold on that. Sorry.
No, it was we were talking about the longs going are really heavy, right? You can see that the commercial longs are very, very, very heavy on the DXY. So yeah, that's an indication that something big is coming. All right, next question.
Next question. This is a super chat from Robert Crick. It says, "Hi Davinci, can you do some TA looking at volume for Bitcoin when it is testing resistance and what it can tell you? Bitcoin at $11,525 right now."
What he's talking about is that Bitcoin. Oh, did it pop? Bitcoin popped just now? Yes, it did. Bitcoin popped up, right? Yeah, we can bring up a chart right now. Bitcoin is exploding higher, and the resistance level, right? We wanted to see. He wants to talk about the volume against this resistance level, which was at the 11,500. And as you can see, even though it's popping, the volume is not that great. Now that doesn't indicate that this is not going to pump. It's just that a lot of traders need volume to really feel confident in the move. I have an indicator here, which is called Three Musketeers, which it's kind of a late indicator. It's of whether or not it's going to pump a little bit more after, because we're looking for three of these arrows here, but it's a late indicator. It doesn't give you a whole lot. It gives you a statement of, hey, you know what, this pump was real and we could pump even more. And it doesn't work all the time. That's all. So these Three Musketeers, that's what they're called. You wait for three of them, and then you can know that you can actually look for like some sort of like additional pump higher afterwards. Or same with the going down as well. These things work as well as going down. The volume is okay, and you can see that that it has broken outside of the what's it called? This is called the OBV, the on balance volume, and it's going higher. We are oversold on the hourly, and overbought on the hourly. So we can But we can still go higher. We can still go higher here because I really think that because we've already broken out the candle and the candlestick is going to be closing in about 5 minutes, which will be ending our stream shortly. We're probably going to we're going to have a solid close and have a lot more candles higher. So how to trade that? Well, you can use there's too many things that we'd have to go over in order to figure out how to trade this right now. And I'm not going to trade it because I got a whole slew of things to do. All right, next question. Now let's do 2 more questions, rapid fire questions, and then we'll call it a day.
Yes. A Ramos asked the same question twice on the super chat. So, Mister, you can ask again. Okay. So next one will be the super chat from A Ramos. Are you aware of PMGT? This is a gold-backed token released by Australian government. The Perth Mint.
Yeah, the Perth Mint is a scam. Just so you know, period. Don't trust it. Basically, it's guaranteed by the government. The government doesn't have any gold. They only have a printing press. So that means that they will guarantee you your cash, Australian dollars. That's it. They're not guaranteeing you your gold. So and you can tell that the Perth Mint doesn't have the gold. If you just do a little bit of research, there's definitely they don't have the gold. All right. So next question, and we'll call it a day.
Next question, I will call it a day. Okay. So this is from Josh Gunn. And says, what do you think about the explosion in Lebanon? Anything to do with the hyperinflation of frozen bank accounts that is happening there too?
No, it sounds like just stupidity. They stored a bunch of fertilizer in one place and exploded, right? And that's it. And there was nothing much to it. It's just a mistake that went extremely well. So as far as we know, right? I mean, there obviously needs to be more investigation, but you know how it is, right? There could be some conspiracy behind it, but we just don't know what, and we'll always have to just speculate. All right, well, thank you all for watching. Thank you for joining the stream. Wow, I was really impressed with the number of people joining the stream. That crypto suggested.
Man.
And thank you for joining and listening to me and watching today's show. And if you haven't seen the 2 videos popping up, please check them out. And cheers, people.
Cheers, people. Thank you for